Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to another video with BSC Daily. My name is Dale, and today we are going to talk about the 52nd Binance Launchpool project called the OMNI Network. I'm going to try my best to give you a general introduction into what OMNI is, how does it work, how to join the Binance Launchpool, and as always, I'm going to share my price prediction about OMNI after listing on Binance. Let's go. First, let's dive into the introduction of OMNI Network. Binance has a very detailed research about OMNI Network that explains in layman's terms how it works and what it means. So let's go through them with me. OMNI Network is a layer 1 blockchain designed to integrate Ethereum's rollup ecosystem into a single and unified system. Using OMNI, developers can build natively global applications that access all of Ethereum's liquidity and users by default. Now, what this means is if you look at the Ethereum rollups, they are basically independent blockchains. Their goal is to scale Ethereum, but at the same time, they fragmentize the liquidity of the Ethereum layer 1. For example, Arbitrum and zk-Sync, they are essentially different, even though they're all layer 2s and they all live on Ethereum. They have different ecosystem, different dApps, and they have separate liquidity. If you're on zk-Sync, right, and you want to use Arbitrum dApps, then you need to bridge your assets from zk-Sync to Arbitrum. Now, this process can take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, depends on the bridge that you use. And by the way, the bridges that you use are third-party bridges. They're not native. If you want to use the native bridge, it will take you longer than that. So even though you are in the Ethereum ecosystem, you don't feel like it. It feels separate. It feels different. So this is where OMNI steps in. Their vision is to return Ethereum to its role as a single and unified operating system for decentralized applications, connecting all rollups seamlessly. And according to Austin King, the CEO, he said that Ethereum will be like Solana. So in the future, if you want to transfer from one layer 2 to another, the transactions would be very fast, very cheap. It will be under a second, just like Solana, which is very interesting. So how does OMNI make that happen? Well, generally, here's how it works. The OMNI network pulls all of the state updates of all Ethereum rollups to their OMNI validators. And these validators then verify the messages, the transactions using the commit BFT block, right? And ABCI++ vote extensions. After which, the validators will send the finalized updates to OMNI Network, and OMNI relays these messages and transactions to the destination network. Let's imagine if you want to transfer an asset from Optimism to Arbitrum, right? So when you hit transfer from Optimism, the OMNI network will pull that transactions on-chain to their OMNI validators, and then the validators, they will verify using the commit consensus mechanism, right? And once it's all verified, it's all great, the validators, they will send that transactions back to the OMNI network. OMNI network will then relay that message to Arbitrum. So instead of your transactions going directly from Optimism to Ethereum and then back to Arbitrum, which will take like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, your transactions will then go to OMNI Network, and then OMNI Network will verify that it's all correct, send it back to Arbitrum, and this whole entire process will take, according to the project, sub-second, below 1 second to confirm or finalize. In that process, there are a few components of OMNI Network that I want to highlight. First, we got the external rollups, which is the source and destination networks for cross-rollup messages. The Optimism is the source network, for example, and the destination might be Arbitrum. Next, we got the OMNI Validator nodes, a permissionless network of nodes that use the commit BFT consensus to validate the cross-rollup messages and transactions on the OMNI EVM. These nodes are secured using the combined value of staked OMNI and restaked Ethereum. What this means is OMNI Network, they introduced something called the dual staking model. So remember when I said earlier that the OMNI Network will pull all of the data and the state updates of Ethereum rollups, and then so that the OMNI validators, they can validate, right? So where are all of these state updates from? Well, all of these updates are from OMNI Network using the restaking mechanism on EigenLayer. So by doing that, they can pull all of the data from the mempool through the engine API and then send it to the commit BFT block, the consensus mechanism of OMNI Network. Once that they have all of this data, the OMNI validators, they need to stake a certain amount of OMNI proof of stake to participate in the validation. Once they do that, they have access to all of the data in the commit BFT block. Then they will compare all of the state updates in the Comet BFT block that OMNI just gave them with the transactions that you sent to them. If it's all correct, if it's all look right, they will verify and then they will send the finalized block to the OMNI network, and then OMNI network will then send it to destination chain, which is Arbitrum. Next, we got the OMNI blockchain, the single source of truth for all cross rollup messages and OMNI and EVM transactions processed by the OMNI validators. This is where all of the transactions after being verified by the validators come to. Finally, we got the relayers, the permissionless entities that submit finalized cross rollup messages from the OMNI network to destination rollup networks. This is where all of the truth or the messages being sent to the destination chain of Arbitrum. That is why we need the OMNI token, so that the validators can then stake it and participate in the validation. So I guess that is the first utility of OMNI, which is the staking. The second one is the universal gas resource. So what that means is OMNI is used as the payment mechanism to compensate relayers submitting transactions to destination rollups. Next, we got gas for OMNI EVM. OMNI is the native currency for processing transactions on the OMNI EVM. And finally, we got the network governance. The OMNI stakeholders will be responsible for various governance decisions such as protocol upgrades and additional developer features. Now that we understand how OMNI works in simple terms, let's take a look at their achievements. So OMNI has several testnets so far back in June 2023. The first is the OMNI Origins testnet with a total number of transactions processed 1.5 million, total unique users 150,000, but only 4 ecosystem projects. The next testnet is the OMNI Overdrive, starting from August to October of 2023. Now, this is where OMNI really exploded with a 6 million total number of transactions processed, 400,000 total unique users, and 30 ecosystem projects. The latest testnet that they have is the Omega testnet. The total number of operators so far is 37, and the total number of restakers delegating to OMNI operators is 75,600. Here are some more interesting achievements from OMNI Network that I found. So they engaged with 182,000 active wallets, minted close to 180,000 NFTs, deployed more than 2,600 smart contracts. They are also the first AVS to secure by over $1 billion in delegated Ethereum. The core technology partners include Arbitrum, Polygon, Starkware, Scroll, Linear, and Optimism. So far, we've seen that all of these layer 2s are very interested in working with OMNI, which makes OMNI very promising in the future. In terms of fundraising, they raised a total of $18 million, led by tier 1 investors including Pantera Capital, Two Sigma Ventures, Jump Crypto, Hashed, the Spartan Group, and others. All of this information can be found in the Binance research done on OMNI Network. Also, make sure to read our Binance Square article on OMNI. Okay, moving on to the second part, how to participate in the launch pool of OMNI Network. Very easy. So back in April 12th, Binance announced that OMNI will be listed on the Binance Launchpool. You can farm OMNI by staking BNB and FDUSD starting from April 13, 0 UTC. You will be able to farm OMNI over 4 days, and then Binance will list OMNI at April 17, 12 p.m. UTC. This is some of the launch pool details that you need to know. The max token supply of OMNI is only 100 million, which is far less than any launchpool tokens that we've seen. The launchpool token rewards is 3.5 million, 3.5% of the max token supply. The initial circulating supply though is about 10,300,000 OMNI token, about 10.39% of the max token supply. In order to participate in this launch pool, you can click on the link in the description to support us, or you can go directly to the website of Binance, click on the More, Launchpad, and Launch Pool, and then this will show up. You just have to select which pool that you want to stake in, for example, FDUSD or BNB pool, your choice. By the time of making this video, you have about 2 days and 8 hours left, so be quick. Alright, so here comes the final part, our own price prediction and point of view as to how much OMNI should be after the Binance listing. So first, let's talk about the price prediction. The total supply of OMNI is only 100 million. The initial supply is about 10.4 million OMNI, with the airdrop accounting for 3 million OMNI tokens. Considering all of the information above, OMNI price should be around $30 to $60 at the listing all-time high price, and traded mostly around $30 to $40 with market cap around $300 to $400 million. If you look at the pre-market price of OMNI on the whales market, right now OMNI is traded around $47.5, which makes the fully diluted value of OMNI $4.7 billion. This number is totally understandable for a Binance Launchpool token. However, you also need to consider the current market situation. Right now, Bitcoin and the entire market is dumping hard. So OMNI after listing might pump to about $40 and $50, followed immediately by a huge sell-off to about $30 to maybe even below $30. Because remember, OMNI Network airdrops 30% of their initial supply to the users. Given the market right now, people don't want to hold and they would want to panic sell to make quick profits because we expect that the market will dump further. So in my opinion, what you want to do is set up multiple buy limit orders on Binance for OMNI from $20 to $30. Because even though OMNI is unique, one of its kind, interesting narratives with great backers, it also needs to follow the market. So you never know. Never go all in, always DCA and set up multiple buy orders from $20 to $30 I think is a great choice. So that has been my video about OMNI Network, the 52nd Binance Launchpool token. Thank you very much for watching until the end. Make sure to join the Launchpool, link in the description, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think about OMNI in the comments. Thank you very much and take care.